partnership that PSI has had with Pfizer. I think we've just had our 18th fellow finish up in the field. Neil is the president of the Fellow Alumni Network, and so a very good resource for us, and we'll hopefully talk about some ways that we may be able to take better advantage of that. Also, Neil started, I guess, 8 years ago, and today happens to be his last official day at Pfizer. So he's officially on the market if you guys know good opportunities. All right, thanks.
Well, thanks very much, Mac. And I really appreciate you guys taking your time out of your busy schedule to come in and be here a part of the presentation today. As Mac mentioned, I was a fellow for PSI in 2009, so I departed February of 2009 and came back in August. I was a 6-month fellow, and I was a bit apprehensive at the beginning. I had done some consulting work in East Africa before, but before this fellowship, I had no idea where Swaziland was on the map, and most of my friends thought it was the name of a theme park in Africa somewhere, like Disneyland or something. And then when I arrive in the country, I get picked up by this, what looked like a 7-foot-tall Romanian man who would be my country manager, Julian Surco, as many of you guys know, which is a very intimidating guy right at the beginning. And but little did I know that over the next 6 months, that Julian really would be probably one of the greatest leaders that I've had in my career. And that I would be such great friends with so many PSI staff. I think this is a different presentation that popped up. And so many PSI staff. And for me, just that 6-month period of time impacted me significantly, just personally and professionally, and opened a lot of doors in my career when I returned back from Pfizer. So I was able to take a unique skill set, learning from PSI, and really launch off my career at Pfizer. So it's kudos to you guys, and I know that PSI, part of the mission, is really using private sector type approaches to help increase healthcare capacity. And it didn't feel a whole lot of different going from Pfizer to PSI. There was a lot of similar type approaches. So you guys are doing a fantastic job on making that possible. And so today I just really wanted to go over a couple things. One is just give you an overview about the Global Health Fellows program and really how it fits into Pfizer as a whole and the Pfizer business. And then talk a little more personally about my personal experience working with PSI in Swaziland. And then talk a little bit more, as Mac mentioned, about the GHF Alumni Network. This is something that we developed 1 year ago. When fellows come back, they have this unique experience, but 270 fellows to date have been a part of this over the past 8 years, but we weren't leveraging that experience and taking it back to the Pfizer business. And as well, we need to continue these partnerships. So fellows that have this unique experience kind of debrief with PSI, whether it's here at HQ or in the field, on maybe talking about some challenges or opportunities that may exist there. So we'll get to take some time there. So my formal part will be about 30 minutes. I really wanted to spend as much time as possible with Q&A with you guys. So first, I'll just give you an overview of corporate responsibility at Pfizer. So our mission is really just applying science and our global resources to improve health and well-being at every stage of life. So corporate responsibility is really the how of how we do business at Pfizer. And there's 3 priorities with corporate responsibility. So one is focusing on society's need and delivering healthcare solutions that are needed the most. Secondly is earning trust. So trust coming from the shareholders of Pfizer and as well the global community. And then lastly, improving accessibility and affordability of healthcare solutions. So these are really the priorities of corporate responsibility at Pfizer. So the question is, how does this program, GHF, fit into corporate responsibility? There's 8 signature programs that Pfizer has under the kind of the CR umbrella at Pfizer. And GHF is really one of the signature programs that we have. So the mission of this program is really to utilize the expertise of Pfizer employees. So for me, I come from a sales background. So I was a sales and marketing advisor for PSI. So I was able to take these private sector approaches, the training that Pfizer has taught me, to kind of overlay that with the work and the mission of what you guys are doing in Swaziland. So we go on these 3 to 6 month assignments. So mine was 6. There's a lot of 3-month assignments taking place now. to partner with different international development organizations. So right now we have about 12 partner organizations that we're working with, and proud to say that PSI is one of our favorites. And so the program launched 8 years ago in 2003. As I mentioned, we've had 270 fellows to date come through. But the great thing about this program is it benefits everyone involved. So there's a benefit for Pfizer, the fellow, the partner, along with the community. So for Pfizer, it's Pfizer's mission in action. And secondly, when fellows come back, as we mentioned, they have this unique experience that they can share back to Pfizer business to help the bottom 20% of the pyramid get access to healthcare solutions. So there's a lot of benefits for Pfizer. For the fellows, such as myself, we get a deeper understanding of the public healthcare challenges that exist. And as well for me, I came back with new career opportunities within the organization, within the emerging markets business unit. I'll share a little bit about some work I was doing with the global malaria team, opportunities that wouldn't have existed without this 6-month experience or exposure within PSI. And then for the partner, access to a unique pharma experience. There's not a whole lot of organizations that have a program like this. I know of a couple consulting, but in terms of the pharma side, I don't know of a whole lot of organizations that can provide this pharma experience. And then as well, providing private sector approaches to really help build out organizational capacity. So there's a lot of benefits for the partner as well. And then lastly, for the community gets increased access to quality health services and improved health outcomes. So as you can see, there's great benefits across the board with everybody involved with the GHF program. So this year there has been some changes that